My dad's 60th birthday invitation said, black tie only, dress properly, or don't come. Then mom called and whispered, your sister's boyfriend is a senator's son. We can't have you embarrassing us. My dad's 60th birthday invitation said, black tie only, dress properly, or don't come. Then mom called and whispered, your sister's boyfriend is a senator's son. We can't have you embarrassing us. I walked in anyway, holding my daughter's hand, prepared to be humiliated. But the entire room fell silent when the governor stopped in the middle of his speech, smiled at my little girl, and said, there you are. I stood in my diner uniform reading that invitation 3 times, not because I didn't understand it, because I needed to make sure I'd read it right before I let myself feel it. My daughter Emma was 5. She'd already picked out her outfit, a navy dress from Goodwill that she'd been saving for something special. She didn't know she wasn't special enough for her grandfather's guest list. My mom called an hour later. Claire, Grant Wallace will be there, as in Senator Wallace's son. Your father needs tonight to go smoothly. I said, I'm his daughter. She said, we know that, honey. She said it the way you say bless your heart, like it explained everything and solved nothing. I almost stayed home. I had a whole speech ready about dignity and not needing their validation. But then Emma walked out of my bedroom doing a slow spin in that navy dress and asked, do I look fancy enough, mommy? I didn't answer right away. I just grabbed my keys. We went. The hotel ballroom was everything I wasn't. Crystal, catering staff, people whose shoes cost more than my monthly rent. My sister Vanessa spotted us from across the room and her smile went flat. Her boyfriend Grant did that thing where he looks at you and immediately looks away, like eye contact would be contagious. My father walked over before we'd been there 60 seconds. Claire, his voice was controlled, the voice he used when he was angry in front of people. Your mother told you about tonight. She did. Then you understand this puts me in a difficult. He stopped. Because Governor Daniel Hayes had stopped, mid-sentence, mid-speech, at the microphone in front of 200 people. He stepped away from the podium, walked down from the small stage, crossed the entire ballroom floor, and crouched in front of my 5-year-old daughter. There you are, he said quietly, like he'd been looking for her. Emma looked up at me, then back at him. Do you know me? He smiled. I know your mom. 6 months earlier, his wife Caroline had walked into my diner alone and exhausted after a campaign event ran late. She ordered coffee and toast, then reached for a wallet that wasn't there. My manager was already annoyed. I paid for it myself and didn't make it weird. She started crying in the booth a few minutes later. Her daughter had been in a bad accident. The press was circling. Everyone wanted a statement. Nobody had asked if she was okay. I sat with her on my break. I didn't know who she was. I just knew she looked like someone who needed to be treated like a person. Before she left, she asked my name. A week later, flowers showed up at the diner. Then a note. Then, quietly, a college fund contribution for Emma that I tried to send back twice. I never told my family any of it. They'd already decided who I was. Why complicate their story? Governor Hayes stood up and turned to the room. This woman showed my family more genuine kindness in 1 hour than most people manage in a lifetime, he said. She asked for nothing. I'd like everyone here to know that. My father smiled the way people smile when they're being photographed doing something they didn't choose. Of course, he said. Claire is always welcome. I looked at him. Are you sure? Because the invitation had a different answer. My mother said, this isn't the time. I said, you made it the time when you told me my daughter might embarrass you. Vanessa hissed, can you not do this here? Emma tugged my sleeve and pointed at my father. Mommy, is that the grandpa who didn't want us to come? 200 people heard that. My father opened his mouth. Nothing came out. Senator Wallace leaned over to his son and said something I couldn't hear, but could read entirely on Grant's face. Caroline Hayes arrived 20 minutes later, hugged me in front of the room, and gave Emma a small silver bracelet she'd brought as a gift. As we were leaving, she called after us. Dinner next week, Claire. No dress code. Emma giggled the whole way to the car. My father sent 3 texts over the next week. My mother called twice. I read all of it. I didn't respond to any of it. The morning after the party, I took Emma for pancakes and told her, you were the most important person in that room last night. She had syrup on her chin. She said, I know, Mommy. The governor said so. I laughed until my eyes watered. Some rooms try to tell you what you're worth. Walk in anyway. Let them recalculate. Full story on the channel link below.